Hey everyone, this is the first video of this channel, but basically this channel I wanted to use as a way where I can show my process of working through some of my layouts and everything, as well as give reviews on some of the stuff that I kind of have and give, like pros and cons of certain things. As you see here, this is my small desk layout, specifically it's in scale. I am using Atlas Code 55 track for this, trying to get that more prototypical look to it. And then I have the caboose switchers that are being used for my turnouts and all. As you can see here, I have a couple of micro trains already on there and an Athearn. But basically what I wanted to do today is show the first DCC actual engine that I have. So traditionally I was, when I first got into the, hobby, I was just DC. That's where I kind of started with. But recently I got into DCC a lot more and really love just the controls. And so this was the first DCC locomotive that I got. It is a BLI Paragon 4 rolling stock. This one specifically is an EMD SW7. It's a switcher locomotive, and this one is actually Detroit and Toledo Shore line. And I really liked the color of it, just the black and yellow. Additionally, I think just in general that I wanted a switcher locomotive for this layout because it is more of a switcher kind of layout. And with the purpose of this one too, it was a little bit more affordable, so I was trying to think about, with my first DCC, my experience with that and trying to just get comfortable. Started to purchase more, but I did want to just dive into this one. So I do, even though I've had this one for a couple of months, I do still keep them in the actual Broadway limited imports boxes. I think they're really pretty and just keep well in here. So just trying to keep stuff protected. And since I don't have a permanent layout and it's more of a desk layout, I like to pretty much just use the boxes and everything for my rolling stock and locomotives to keep them in a drawer. But let's get into it. So like I said, this is the Detroit and Toledo Shore line. I'm gonna pull out the switcher locomotive itself. This one's really cool. I think BLI, of course, has a phenomenal job of doing their locomotives. There's a lot of detail. As you see, I still keep the plastic too. I think it's an easier way to kind of pull it out of the packaging. I just use it like that. But yeah, now I can basically just grab this here, place that over there. And as you can see, I'll just focus in, make sure that's focused. But this is just a really nice, very small switcher locomotive, and really like the details overall between the railing, the paint job. Just with how small it is, it's really packed in a ton of detail, and I think it's pretty solid. The only thing, of course, I'll probably do it to it really is do some weathering to try to make it feel more integrated into the actual placement, trying to make it feel a bit more realistic. But in general, really like the locomotive, what they do with their details and all. So but with this one, it does come with, it is DCC and it is Paragon 4 and all, so it does come with lights, the Rolling Thunder sound decoders, and basically just has all the features already with it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down here on the track. Here we go. Cool. So there we have it. It's just in the middle of my switching layout. And like I said, I can just go ahead over here with my power cab. I just have the power cab set up to this switch layout, have certain isolated areas and stuff, but everything's pretty much powered nicely. I've tested it plenty of times. First had some troubles with it, but certainly have gotten everything kind of figured out, I would say. So you can see here, I already have the locomotive selected. I have the running number of 117 that this locomotive has as the just number for my power cab, reprogrammed it to that. But I can go ahead and actually just start with the speed and get that moving. So you can see that it's immediately going to turn on the audio, just switch directions, and yeah, it runs pretty smoothly, I would say. In general, like the process of getting into this was very simple for me as someone that's never done DCC in general, and I think this was the perfect little locomotive to kind of start that journey with. But I'm just switching back and forth, going up to the different speeds and stuff, kind of keeping it. But I think it does quite well. Really like how the sounds build up as well as the speed increases. There we go. And then it does have also, I'm going to stop it real quick, and it does have a couple of cool things. So I'll just kind of move camera a little bit closer. But with like one, it has, I believe, the bells that you can hear. And then 2 has like a horn that you can press and all. And of course, if you're familiar with Paragon 4, there's a ton of other features that kind of come with it as well. So there's quite a variety. I think it's like probably 15 different sounds between everything from the actual like engine starting up to people talking, etc. So but it also additionally has headlights. Might be a little bit hard to see just with the lighting in general, but you can see that there I'm toggling it on. I can try to zoom in a little bit more, and you can see it's actually on the front and back of the train. So both ways it has the headlights and all, which is pretty nice. Let's see, go out a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, really love this one. I think in general, what I found, I would say the pros overall is of course the size, the sound. I know some people have issues with the Paragon 4 in general with BLI, but this one, from my experience, has been really awesome. I haven't necessarily come across anything problematic with it. I think the only real con that I've noticed with this one, and I noticed online as well, some other people kind of felt the same way, but the weight of it, since it's so small, sometimes it has trouble really like when it's going across turnouts and stuff. Even though I have a really smooth turnout, I've like really gone in there with the details and tried to make sure everything was perfect. Since it's so light, sometimes there's not enough weight to kind of push the wheels down onto it, and so if it slightly hits something to where it kind of pulls up, the weight's just not there to really keep to it. And this one has it keeps like the power pretty well. I think it has a board on it to keep it as you are going across stuff. It has 8 wheels. But I think just because of the size and the switching kind of aspect of it, I think it can kind of, I guess, fault from being a little bit too light. I would like a little bit more weight from it. But there we go. I need to turn my light back on so I can. You can see the light kind of blurred out a little bit better actually there. So let me actually switch this over. There we go. And then this one I recently just did, but I have a switch down here. Slight tangent, but I really like that I was able to get that running underneath. So now I can actually, switch it pretty relatively easy. And yeah, can get this guy moved over to the other part of the track now. I'll switch it back, and let's go and actually grab some rolling stock. Looks like it connected. So yeah, I think you just noticed, sometimes what I'll notice is if I am running at like a 1 speed, occasionally because of that weight, it will lose the actual, like, yeah, just connection. If I press it, or if I just like slightly move it, you'll notice that it'll pick back up. But that's been the one drawback of it. And I've noticed I've run some other actual, like, I guess heavier locomotives on here, and I haven't had that problem. So I do think it might come from just not being heavy enough. Very minor, I guess, critique, but that's been my only real complaint with owning this one so far. There we go. We'll move this one over here. And then I'm going to switch that back over, and we'll move our rolling stock down here. And with the weight as well, what I've noticed is, I mean, this is a switching layout, so you're not going to be doing a ton of rolling stock and all with how you're kind of moving, but I haven't noticed any, like, I guess, issues with pull or the traction. I've done 3 pretty heavy trains, actually, or 3 pretty heavy rolling stocks that have like a decent amount of weight on them, and haven't noticed, any issues with that at all. So I think in general, it's pretty good puller, I would say. The wheels do have grip as well on a couple of them, so it is able to just hold traction overall. But yeah. Switch this one back, and there we go. And then real quick, I'll just go ahead and press 9, which is actually the basically the power down of the locomotive. It's just a fun little sound, but you'll hear the engines, coming to a halt, and then I believe it sounds like someone's actually kind of getting out and locking up the locomotive. But yeah, so that's my experience so far with the actual. I'll grab it real quick just to show it one more time. This EMD, really like it from BLI. I think overall it's just a really phenomenal little switcher. Like I said, have some minor complaints with the weight, but other than that, I would definitely recommend this one. Picked it up, I think, for $180 from Factory Direct Hobbies. And yeah, it's just been a great DCC locomotive for my layout. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the first video, as well as just my in general like review of this. Hope to be making more of these as well, just as I go forward. But just wanting to also process my experience with N-scale and working with these types of, I guess, more detailed sort of environments and stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. All right.